Hi, Timothy. Thanks for
Hello.
joining us today.
Hi.
Okay,
Glad to see you.
Timothy, as all of you know, he's the founder for Colony, the most hip working space around. Timothy,
Yeah.
what is your take on this, the impact of COVID-19?
Okay. I mean, to be really honest, right? I mean, apart from the obvious, I don't really have an opinion on how long this will last or
Yes,
how bad it will be. I think we all know that it's going to be bad. But it's very hard to tell whether we are overestimating or underestimating the severity of the economic impact of this.
yes,
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I'm just kind of take it like 1 week at a time or 1 month at a time at this point.
yes,
Yeah, I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope that, I hope that we're able to medically stamp out this virus and
yes,
also economically recover quickly.
yes.
And I am still hopeful, but I don't really have an opinion on whether it's going to be soon or later. I know it's going to happen eventually, but is it sooner rather than later? I don't have an opinion of that.
Yeah, just a matter of time. Timothy,
Yeah.
we all know we are heading for a downtime, or should I say recession is coming. What would be your strategy for Colony?
Hmm. Um, well, okay, so I've been through I've kind of experienced something like this before, where a company that was that I had at a point in time was going through like a difficult time, right? And what I learned then is that if I knew the outlook was going to be bad, then we back then when I was really much naive as an entrepreneur, lah, right? I look at my numbers in the past month and I'm like, hey, okay, not so bad about this month. So let's see how bad it gets before we do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've learned in my experience is that these things, right, it happens gradually, slowly at first, then gradually, then suddenly it's like a huge drop.
Mm-hmm.
So now with Colony, I'm a bit more experienced, so I learned to kind of like make plans for it right now before
Mm-hmm.
we actually face a huge drop, right? So I can tell you, like, in 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
we actually got together with the whole team in Colony. Well, not the whole team at first, but we got together with like the team leaders of all the teams in Colony, and then we kind of like talked about, okay, what is the situation of the company right now? What can we do right now? If we know that revenues are going to kind of like taper off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I really think so. I think that when we still looked at our January numbers were very strong, because that's before this COVID thing happened. But February, you can see a noticeable dip in the revenues then. But fortunately, we still made a profit as a group, lah, right?
Yes.
Surprisingly. But in the past, maybe what I would have done is I'll say, okay, the numbers not so bad yet. I'll just chill a bit first before we do anything. But now I learned that, okay, I need to go and make the cuts right now.
Yes.
And then if it improves later on, then at least I can add the cost back on in next 6 months or something like that. But if I don't cut now and I don't prepare for it, then when the time comes, it'll be a bit too late, lah.
Yeah.
We will have burned X amount of money before we actually acted on it, right?
Yeah.
So what we did is that we got together with our team, and then we worked out a plan, right? We said, okay, at what point do we need to cut what? So we have like we put together like an alert system, like if it's amber alert or red alert, right? Amber alert is if we lose this much money for the next 2 months, right? Then okay, we need to cut stuff like marketing expenses or all basic stuff, right? And then red alert then is that if we lose X amount of money every month, then we need to cut like much bigger, right? And that includes like team costs, right? Staff costs. So we worked out that at a red alert, if it was really, really bad, we would have to cut something like 20% of our staff costs.
Yes.
So we worked out all these things, right? And then after we worked it out, at first we had very difficult conversations, because it's kind of like modeling what a bad scenario might be. But after we worked
worst case scenario.
Yeah, worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
After we worked that out, I felt a bit more relief, right? I felt a bit more relief because it's like, okay, we all, and even around the teams, like we knew what to do, right? So then the next question then was like, okay, do we share this with the whole team? And we debated it. If we share this with the whole team, are we scaring people or not? Do they worry for their job security and things like that? And I said, and finally I decided that, after we talked to the team, we all decided, okay, we should share it with the team, because people are looking around, they're seeing like, companies laying off people already, people being put on paid leave. If you don't talk about it, they might be wondering, okay, when is my turn coming?
Correct.
And even for Colony, I can tell you that I think that we are, the impact of this has already hit us, right? I think COVID actually hurts us, at least in the short term, right?
Yes.
More than it does to our competitors. Because 1/3 of our revenue is actually events, as you might know, right? KK, right? So, whereas most of our competitors are just like offices, co-working, desk and all that, right? So since February, we've already seen a collapse in events revenue for us, right? Which really brings us from a profitable state to just barely profitable, a very small profit. And I think that, probably March we might even dip into a loss, So yeah, so people in the team can already see this. They can see that in the past they used to have like multiple events every week. Now they can see that no events, they're free. There are a lot less closures. People in the company can see this kind of thing. So, but the lucky thing about us is that we're quite lean to begin with already. And the other lucky thing that we have is that we have quite good cash reserves. We have quite a lot of money in the bank and no borrowings or no debt. So that allows us to kind of like ride out bad times like this. But still, it's not something we want to take for granted. Our job to investors is not to burn through the money. We need to burn as little money as we can, if we, even in bad times, right? And in good times, we need to make money. So yeah, I mean, so what we did is that we shared it with the whole team. After we had a plan, we said, okay, guys, this is where we are financially. We're still not loss making yet. I do think that if this goes on, we'll dip into a loss, in the coming quarters. And this is what we have to do, and what we have to cut and everything. And at the end, we even had a hard conversation that, okay, we might even have to cut 20% of staff costs if it gets to this level. But what I did say to them was that if we're going to have to cut, before we cut anyone in the team or any salaries in the team, I would be the first to take the cut. So me, my wife Audrey, who works with us as well, both of us said we would take a 50% cut in our pay before we cut anyone else.
How are they taking it, Timothy?
Yeah, so after we shared everything, right? Like I asked everyone in the team, like there was silence for a while. Then after that, I asked, okay, how do you feel, right? And one by one, they said they feel very relieved in a way. They feel really relieved because they know the numbers. They know that what they can see it coming if it comes, and they can prevent it. That they have some kind of control towards it, that there are action plans and things that we are doing to kind of arrest the situation and make the most out of it. So they have some control of it, so they feel a bit more comforted by it. Yeah. We've also some of the team also really appreciate it. They appreciate that the radical honesty, transparency. Some even said that, look, if we really have to cut 20% of staff costs, instead of letting go anyone in the team, we can, those individuals are even willing to take their own pay cut. So I mean, there are things like that. But we said, okay, we're not getting there yet, so we don't have to decide on that part yet.
Timothy, I want to add on, because what you have shared on your Facebook page is very inspiring. The fact that what you did for your employees is very much applaudable from a business owner point of view. Immediately after the PM announcement on the lockdown, I think the following days you actually release all their monthly salary, so that they can attend to all the necessary grocery and whatnot. So actually, what prompted you to take it's such a thoughtful gesture. What actually prompted you to take this action?
Okay. Well, in Colony, we have like 5 key values that we kind of resonate with as a team, right? One of those values is compassion. So compassion is always being able to put ourselves in someone else's shoes. So as we were preparing for all this, right, once we got an announcement, everyone was already working very quickly about, okay, what they need to do, when they shut down the centers, which one of our clients are essential services. So we do have some essential services that still need to work. So how do we still service them? So we had to kind of like work out all these little details, right? And I felt that it was my job then, while everyone's busy at work, it was my job to kind of look at the self-interest of the team individually, right? And I thought about it. I thought, okay, look, for many of us it's fine. For many of us, we can go and buy some stuff and stock up. It's okay. We have excess money to do it. But I can't presume everyone has excess money to do it. Some people have to wait really until their month-end salary comes in before they can buy stuff to stock up, right?
Sure.
The other thing is that we're also going through a bit of an uncertain period. And when you're going through a bit of uncertainty, right, it's always good, right, to have a bit of money in the bank.
Sure.
Because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't want to have like $100 in a bank account, right? And you don't know how this is going to pan out 2 weeks from now or 4 weeks from now. It gives you a bit of sense of security, right? And I wanted our team to feel safe among everything, right? So that's why I thought, okay, what we'll do is that we'll just advance everyone's salaries and just pay it right there and then. And yeah, I actually really didn't think it was a very big deal when we did it. I thought just, okay, just advance, right? It's just 2 weeks in advance. But like the response I got from the team, they were really what's the word for it?
Touched by it.
Yeah, I guess they were happy, I guess, or yeah, they're just happy, that I guess maybe someone had potentially thought of another angle that to their own personal benefit. Yeah.
True. That's really a thoughtful gesture. It's really sweet. But going back to this 14 days lockdown, how do you manage your team since everyone is working from home? I assume, of course, not everyone, because you were saying there are some essential services.
Yeah. Well, for us, like our team's not working. They're all working from home. So it's only essential services if they need certain things like cleaners or something like that. Then only we would kind of provide those services for them, lah. Like we have some food companies, we have some pharmaceutical companies within Colony. So we kind of like we're largely kind of like shut down, but we have a very small operation just to service the essential services. Yeah, to be honest, there's not much we can do at home. Like, I think that it will definitely take a hit on our sales, because for us to sell our spaces, right, we need to be on the ground. People need to tour the space. They need to see it, say, okay, this is the office I want, then they sign, or this is the event space I want, then they'll sign, right? So if we're all at home, everybody's at home, we can't do it over video call.
True.
Like, nobody's gonna sign any deals like that. So it's not good for us, it's definitely not good for us.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Timothy, how can a business owner or CEO show leadership, especially at this crucial time?
Yeah, I think that like I kind of said it in my LinkedIn post, right? It's like at this point of crisis, it's when everybody's really watching. It's in good times. It's easy for us in good times to throw parties, to wear our company T-shirts, to shout about what great companies we are, post on LinkedIn or how we love our colleagues and everything. It's one thing like that. It's one thing also as a company to say that, oh, we are very employee first. And many companies say they're very employee first, right? So it's one thing to say that, but it's only in the crisis where that is really, really tested. So and it's not easy, right? Because as an entrepreneur, right, now it's a difficult time. It's a difficult time because we have so many worries going on. The last thing it's almost like for a fight of survival, that the last thing we're thinking of is company culture, or what does it mean
True.
What does it say if I act like this? We're all like fighting for survival. I need to stay alive for another month or 2 months, right? Like forget all this, kind of things, right? So it's scary, right? It's scary in that sense, and it's very unnatural. But it is important if we want to build a business in the long run. It is important during this time to really show what kind of company we are, right? So if we are a company that still wants to tell our team, okay, look, you guys, we're not really essential services, but try to justify themselves as essential services, and then get people to work. What it says to the team then is that I
don't care about it.
Not necessarily I don't care, but I would like you to take the risk of getting COVID or coronavirus for coming to work, rather than working from home. It could say that, right? So if it says that at the time of crisis, then all the other times in the past when we say, oh, we value our employees and our teams and we're very employee first, actually then it doesn't matter anymore, right? Because our actions speak far louder than our words. And our actions in bad times speak far louder than our actions in good times.
True.
So yeah, I mean, so it's very it's difficult. Like, okay, don't get me wrong, right? It's difficult because for us, honestly, we have it easy. It's less painful for us to advance everyone's salary this month because we're lucky. We don't have debt. We are quite well capitalized, right? But for many other businesses, like
they live week by week.
Yeah, you live week by week. You just don't have cash flow to do it, especially when revenues like sign up, right? So that's that's difficult too. That's really, really difficult too. And one thing did not apply the same for everyone else. Like just because Colony does this doesn't mean every company should do it. But we all just need to kind of pull ourselves back to like, okay, what kind of company are we? Right? What kind of company do you want to build as a leader? And how do you show that in the time of crisis?
True.
Yeah.
Timothy, will your business model change after COVID-19?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just that I don't know, man. I'm reading about like how airlines business models might have to change because of the social distancing. People don't want to sit so close in an airplane or cruise ship. I mean, I don't know, man. Like how will elevators work? Will we still have those kind of elevators? Like, the truth is that that's the scary thing, right? That's what makes it so uncertain, right? Because we all just don't know how this is going to pan out in the long run. Are people going to be used to working from home? Are more people going to work from home and less people need offices, which means maybe then Colony is selling a soon to be extinct product, which is office. Entirely possible also.
Yeah.
It's entirely possible. I mean, I can't say whether that's right or that's wrong at this point.
True. Nobody knows for sure, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, in honest truth, I can't. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Timothy, what would be your advice for the, SME, especially the micro enterprise? Because I heard it from a friend of mine. They are also, this particular handphone accessory shops. So he has a very honest conversation with his employees. Said the company is not doing that well. It started at the beginning of the year. So he's asking, is it all right for you all if I paid you 1 week and the other 1 week you offset it with your annual leave? So what happened was the employee posted it online, and some actually printing out some of the the legal documents. Some of the lawyers actually given out. These are the things that you cannot do. And actually this micro enterprise, this entrepreneur, he knows that he can't do it. It's against the law. It's just that he's asking his employee to help him go through this difficult phase. So, but of course, there's always two sides of the coins. One side is a lot of entrepreneurs also, they would like to give more. It's just that time doesn't permit, the business nature doesn't permit, and sometimes certain industry also, due to competitiveness, very slim margin, price throwing, all this leads to this kind of situation. So with that in mind, what kind of advice would you give to this group of people that to sail through this difficult time?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'm not one to really give advice because I always find giving advice is a judgmental thing. It assumes that I know better than others when really I don't. But I can only speak from my own perspective, lah, right? So, when you tell me this, it reminds me of this video that is gone viral that you created as well, and you're sharing on your social media,
Yes,
right? It's
yes.
about this.
80%
This
of the bosses in
like all
Singapore.
the that one, right? Where the boss feels like the boss, heard about this, give everyone that pay in advance, and then his staff came back and said no, they tear up the check and say no, I don't want to take the pay during these 2 weeks or something like that,
Yes, yes.
I mean, that's a bit like, I mean, that's in reality, right? Like in honest truth, right? Like, okay, like,
Yes,
in reality, we can't really expect that as entrepreneurs.
yes,
We can't feel that we're entitled to these kind of things as entrepreneurs.
yes,
When we become an entrepreneur, right? It's not fair. Being an entrepreneur is a very lonely job.
yes,
It's a very lonely job because when you deal with crisis like that, most of the time you and your partners just deal with it, and nobody seeks to understand you necessarily. Like kind of like what the video is saying, right?
yes.
But this is what we signed up for. You see,
Mm-hmm.
we signed up for to be entrepreneurs,
Yes,
and if we fail, this is the cost of it. If we succeed, we get far more than anyone who just gets regular employment,
yes,
right? We get far more, right? So that's what this is our job.
yes,
Now, if you put yourself in the perspective of, let's say, one of the employees of a company that works for an entrepreneur, right?
yes.
His what he signed up for, right,
Mm-hmm.
is stability, is that paycheck at the end of the month.
Correct.
So it's hard for to ask an employee to say, hey, my business not good lah, you tong 1 week for me lah, you
Uh-huh.
just or you take a pay cut for me, it's very hard for them,
Correct.
because, right, it's not what they signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
When they sign up to join this company, they sign up for a paycheck.
Yes.
If they wanted, and they don't share the upside if the company succeeds. They don't own shares in the company. They don't share the upside. So they shouldn't share the downsides. You see,
Yes.
the hard honest truth, right? And
Yes.
it's hard for us as um sometimes as entrepreneurs, when we go through crisis like that, we one of the things in human nature, we go through a bit of self-pity sometimes,
Yes.
but once we go through that self-pity, we got to be able to pull ourselves out after a while, because that self-pity doesn't help us, you see. It just doesn't help us. So this struggle is, as painful as it is scary, it's worrying. I personally am quite like stressed as well about it. But I can't deny that I signed up for this,
True.
and my team, they may choose to, if the point comes, right, they may choose to do like what you say in the video. They may choose to okay, I want to take a pay cut, or I don't want this check from you to support the company. They may choose to do that, right? But we can't ever hope or expect them to do it.
Yeah. They are not expected to do so. Yeah.
Yeah. Just that let's say if your business sells for $100 million, right, like tomorrow, it'll be nice if you gave out checks and wrote it to key members of your team, right, and reward them, right? It'll be nice, but can you be expected to do it? You can't. You see, you can't be expected to do it. Nobody can expect you to do it. It'd be nice if you did, but you can't expect it. So yeah, what I mean, like as an employee, you can't ask an employee, right, to share the downside if he doesn't have the upside.
True.
That's not fair,
Yeah, very good, very good, very good sharing. So, Timothy, thanks a lot for your time. Really appreciate it. With that, I think it's very inspiring what you have shared with us. This definitely will be like everybody needs that boost right now. That's why we are doing this show to give people more positivism, to give people more motivation to move forwards, especially among all entrepreneurs. Of course, everyone is also having a tough time, but tough time shall pass. So yeah.
And look, I mean, if it doesn't, right, look, a lot of entrepreneurs are very capable people in many different ways, right? So if we can't do it, then you know we can be good in whatever else we do choose to do next, lah. You know.
All right.
We don't have
We'll find
to
ways.
be,
We'll find ways.
yeah.
Okay, with that,
Yeah.
thanks a lot, Timothy, for your time. Really appreciate
Right.
it. Thanks for the sharing. All the best.
Okay.
And hopefully Malaysia can get out of this COVID-19 as soon as possible.